Hi, my name is Christian Morales, and for my project, I chose to open up Ralph's Spot. My middle name is Raphael, also, just for those that don't know, so there's no confusion. So, for my position on this bar, I decided to open a bar because I felt that opening a restaurant was maybe not necessarily generic, but I felt opening a bar would be a little bit different, as there's beers that are way more environmentally proactive than you might assume, you might have thought originally. And these beers specifically, I like them because they actually have some pretty cool practices that they do to ensure that they're being sustainable. The first one I'm going to talk about is Samuel Adams. And if I'm being honest, this one surprised me the most. They they are actually packaged by Boston Beer Corporation, and they're huge believers in sustainability, and they're also very committed to protecting the environment. One way that they do this is having routine inspections, making sure that they're using materials, all natural materials and resources to the fullest extent, and they're making sure that they're not wasting anything, and they also try to increase their recycling. Also, all the glass that they use, all scrap glass, gets sent to a glass recycler, so they're not throwing out anything. And even unfresh products that may not be fresh anymore, that they can't sell or use, they'll recycle those, anything that they can from it. Another big thing that I also liked is that even when they have defective packaging or damaged materials that they use to make and produce in their production of their packaging and their glasses and their beers, they recycle everything, even their byproduct like grain and yeast that they use that doesn't get used, gets sent to local farmers for them to use it as fertilizers and even animal feed. They also have donated a lot of money to local businesses and helping them just be more aware with sustainable practices, and also having coaching events too. And they also have training events, and they do a lot of training for their employees so that they understand what they have to do and what it means to be sustainable. Because at the end of the day, the the employees are the ones that are going to be out doing pretty much all the work and packaging and things like that. So they have to be the very educated on the matter as well. The next beer I chose to evaluate was Rocky River Indiana Pale Ale. So one thing I chose to keep in mind, because I know that we're supposed to be picking healthy foods, and with alcohol, health may not be the biggest concern since it is kind of toxic to your body. However, I still think that quality is a major role in any establishment. So I chose to take that into consideration when picking out what beers I'd like to think about. So this one is brewed at Cabarrus Brewing, and it's packaged by Company Box. Company Box is also a very sustainable company, and they package their beers in paper. On their website, it even says that their paper supplier is also sustainable. It's stated there, Trees Charlotte. Even the ink that they use is worth mentioning, because the ink that they use, it actually earned them the Eco Logo certifications. I'll show that in the next slide. And they're just basically ensuring that they're not putting any unwanted chemicals into their waste, into their product. Their ink is water based, so it's totally friendly for not just the person but also for the environment. Also, one thing I found really cool, that for every two trees that they cut down, for every one tree they cut down, they plant two to replace it. This is Eco Logo, the logo that they earned. This is Cabarrus Brewing Company, their main company, the brewer, and Company Box is their packaging company. The final beer that I chose was, I want to say it's Michelob Ultra Pure Gold. This one, I like this one. It stood out to me because when I was looking at different beers and stuff, this one said organic, and I just knew I had to definitely include it because it's organic. And I know people at a bar, they're going to be looking for the healthy stuff sometimes. Not everybody wants some garbage that was just made in a local brewery. These people are actually like doing something healthy. So I like that. I thought it was pretty interesting. Also, one thing that they brought up that I hadn't seen in other brewers was with their packaging, they use this term called circular packaging. And this helps them with four areas: renewable energy and carbon reduction, water stewardship, smart agriculture, and the circular packaging. Those are the four areas that they're looking at. And one thing that helps a lot with that is circular packaging aka circular economy, and it's basically ensuring that all the materials and products that they're using get used over and over again in a constant or circular loop. So basically everything is being reused and recycled either by a mechanical, chemical, or biological process. So after looking at all of these, my personal recommendation, without a doubt, has to be Samuel Adams, just because they had so much stuff that they do, and I just thought it kind of outshined the other ones. The practices that they do with their employees, the training programs, the local outreach that they do, the effort that they make, lowering CO2 emissions. It just felt like they do the most, and not to say or take anything away from the others, but I did definitely feel that this company stood out more than the others, and not just helping out the environment, but also local businesses and helping things out in a bigger picture. And cheers, these are the websites I used, and Samuel Adams was the clear winner.